Alright, guys. New podcast episode of Tumbling Podcast of Flesh. This is Corey's Crypt.
This is BDG Reviews.
Yeah, and this is our kind of like a Silent Hill special.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we reviewed, well, we're going to be both kind of reviewing the Scream Factory release of Silent Hill 1. And we both watched Silent Hill Revelations, so.
Yep.
Anyways. So what's new with you?
Not much, other than my computer completely dying on me, nothing much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people might have noticed, I haven't been uploading a lot recently.
Did it cost a fortune to get it up and running, or no?
It cost me $125 to get a new hard drive.
Oof.
I mean...
Yeah, that sucks.
It sucks, but it wasn't bad, because, it was $125, and they installed it and got everything working. So, I can live with that.
Yeah.
I just wish this had happened, like, at the beginning of the month.
Yeah, I definitely
when I had money.
Yeah, at least the month's almost over, so.
That's true. I mean, it's a pain in the ass trying to get everything, everything back to what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been spending, I think maybe a week trying to just get like my movies relisted on Movie Collector, and I'm only 7 shelves through, and I have 27.
Damn.
Yeah, so I got a long way to go.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, even the guy at the repair place said, like I said to him, like, is the old drive fried? He says, like I don't know. Essentially, it's like, they have a lifespan.
Wow.
And I mean, I've had this computer for what, 5 or 8 years or something like that, So
Is it a top of the line computer?
not really. I got it for like $100.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but the guy said, it's still a good computer. Everything, again, it is good and everything. So I'm better just getting a new hard drive and going with it. So that's what I did.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So what do you get? What do you get paid? What movies do you plan on getting, or that you know of for sure?
Well, there's some that I have coming through. I have a few coming through from Britain. I have The Ritual, the Netflix movie. Yeah, I got Pyewacket.
Oh, you're gonna love that, dude.
I'm so looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right up your alley, dude. That may have been my number one. Do you remember what my number one was of last year? It may have been Pyewacket, but I know it was in the top 3.
I think it was Hereditary, wasn't it?
Maybe, but Pyewacket was in my top 3, and nobody talks about that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And there was one more. I can't quite remember what it was, but it was. That's going to annoy me now if I don't. I'll have to check and see what it was. Here we go. Cold Skin. That movie about like that. It's like a lighthouse keeper or something. They're like creatures or something.
Yeah, I think I heard of it.
Yeah, I tell you what though, price wise, you couldn't complain. Because I mean, let's take a look.
You got them for what, £4 each or something?
The Ritual was £4.07. Cold Skin was £4.22, and Pyewacket was £2.50.
Yeah, that's a real good deal.
So that's like what, maximum maybe $20.
Yeah, that's nice. That's worth it for Pyewacket alone and the Ritual alone.
Yeah, I mean the Ritual kicked ass. Yeah, I also got Black Sun, the Man King Massacre coming through.
And you got what I sent you.
Yeah, you got what you sent me. Hopefully that'll come through sometime soon too.
Have you checked mail today yet or no?
I haven't. It might be up there.
Yeah, because that's got Night of the Living Dead and some other stuff in it. Her name was Torment too.
Yeah, sweet.
I haven't checked out the transfer to Night of the Living Dead yet, but I hear it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it comes with a little mini poster too of that chick's name. I don't remember her name, but the normal poster with the girl with the hair over her eye.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, I know I have the old the Japanese Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And that looked good. But from everything that I've been hearing, like the Criterion like blows it out of the water.
Oh yeah.
which
Hopefully
is to say
Criterion
something.
can get like nice. I think what the hell is it? Dawn of the Dead needs a good release. Like that's out of print. You can't even really get that for a good price.
Yeah, I mean, I have the old Arrow version from Britain back in the day that had the like clear
Of
plastic
Dawn of the
front.
Dead.
Yeah.
Well, what does that go
And,
for now? Not the
phew, I
special
help.
edition, but just an Arrow version in general.
Just Arrow version. I don't know. Let's take a look.
Because I just want the film in HD. I honestly could care less about the I mean, it'd be nice to have features for that. But I
Yeah.
just want like a HD scan of that film.
Oh yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure Arrow still have releases out of it.
You think so?
Yeah. The one I got though, it's cool because it has like every cut.
Oh yeah,
Of the
like that
movie.
big black box edition that they released on DVD here.
Like that, but it's all on blue, so you know. But it's got like what does it have? It has like, here we go. UK. Come on. You can do it. Whew, wow. 72 pounds. It's
Yeah.
going.
I'm good on
Yeah.
that.
And because it's got like the theatrical cut, the director's cut, and the Argento cut.
Yeah, that has to get a release in America by a Blu-ray company soon. I mean, I feel like Scream Factory or Arrow or something would have to release that here.
I would, yeah.
Because I think even the DVD of that movie's out of print. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even think. I mean, I think you could find the old DVD on like
Yeah.
eBay for like $20, but I don't think there's any in-print version of that movie in America.
Not that I know of.
Isn't
but
that
then again,
weird?
yeah, I've never like really checked. Yeah, $45 for the old Anchor Bay version.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which, yeah, that's not even worth talking about, honestly. Check.
But anyways, while you're looking that up, I went to
Yeah.
Barnes & Noble earlier today and picked up Scanners.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because every
That-
time I went, it was out. Like, I guess that's a popular one because it was always out of stock, and I looked up online, it said they had one, so I rushed over and... Dude, have you seen... Do you have that release or no?
Yeah. It's a beautiful release.
dude. The artwork on that?
Yeah. The only problem I have with Scanners is it starts with such a bang.
It then gets slow.
Yeah, like literally, like you get a head explosion, and it's like one of the best head explosions ever filmed, and then it slows down. Okay, hold on, I just found right here, Dawn of the Dead, on Blu-ray from Japan. You can get for $38.
Shipped, or is that you got to pay shipping too?
You got to pay shipping, but honestly, shipping from Japan from Amazon tends to not be that bad.
Okay, and is that in American dollars?
It's in yen, but they convert it for you when you buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that have English language on it, I would assume?
Yeah, it has English Dolby True HD 5.1, English Dolby Digital 2.0. Then it has Japanese and Japanese subtitles.
That you can remove, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah.
Now, was that the uncut version or the for?
It says director's cut and extended version HD remaster, 139 minutes. So it looks like it's the full version. So.
All right, cool. Yeah, because that's I want to get them all on Blu-ray, and that's the only one that's difficult as hell for me to find. And to me, that's the best one.
It is. I mean, that's a movie like Army of Darkness and like Evil Dead and like Return of the Living Dead. It should never be out of print because people will always buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so back
sure.
to Scanners real quick. Have you seen Scanners 2 and 3?
I have back in the day.
Do you remember digging them or no?
I thought they were okay. They were fun little movies, but it was like, why bother?
Yeah.
It's like the first one was like good enough. It didn't need sequels.
Now, did you see The Mind's Eye?
I have it, but I haven't watched it yet. But I've
Oh,
heard it's
dude,
like
yeah, you gotta see
awesome.
it. It's basically a Scanners sequel without being called Scanners,
That's awesome.
but there's some badass gore and lighting in that movie.
That's cool. I'll definitely check that out because the first one rocked.
Yeah. Have you opened it and like checked out the reverse art for it?
Uh, I'm sure I have. I not recently.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta check that out, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, one of these. Oh, you don't have the Scanners sequels. Never mind. I was gonna say we should do a Scanners franchise show, but
Well, I'm sure I can probably find those quite.
well, you know, Scream Factory released a double feature of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I get paid next, I'm ordering that double pack because I want to see them. And for some reason, you know that movie Body Bags? John
The.
Carpenter presents.
Yeah. Yeah.
That movie has never gone down in price. Like it's steadily been $25 for years, and
Yeah.
it's one of those ones I'm worried is going to go out of print soon because it's one of their original, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, releases. So I'm just going to pull the trigger and pay it for it.
It's a good movie, honestly.
Oh, I love the movie. That opening or that first what the hell is it? Short with Wes Craven as the killer or whatever.
I think I know the one you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, that's worth the price of that alone. So plus you got Mark
Yeah.
Hamill in the third short.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you heard of that movie House of the Dead or something? It's Vinegar Syndrome just released it and it's on Anthology.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing something about that.
I
I'm
may
not sure
pick that up
exactly.
too because that sounds pretty badass. I'm in like an
It does.
anthology mood for some reason.
Yeah. Oh my God.
What?
I just checked Amazon Canada for Dawn of the Dead. Guess how much the Blu-ray, the Arrow Blu-ray is going for? You're not going to believe this.
What, like 120?
321.52.
Damn, for that window box one?
No, this is just like the what's it called? The Anchor Bay.
Oh yeah.
The standard edition like
Yeah,
Anchor
that
Bay
Blu-ray
thing.
is
It's like
crazy pricey.
yeah, it's like no, thank you. It's blowing my mind honestly that there's no copies of Dawn of the Dead around.
It's such a popular, like an iconic movie.
Yeah, and it's everyone's favorite.
I think that's like the only movie I could think of that's like a classic on everyone's top 10 horror movies that's not available. Like
I
Army of
know.
Darkness, you could find a copy for like $5, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
any of them, but Dawn of the Dead for some reason is out of print.
I I have no clue. I can't wrap my brain around it. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm shocked you didn't know that.
No, well, I mean, I've had the Arrow one for like years, and I've never looked.
Yeah, I was just looking it up the other day because I wanted to get it, and then I was like, oh my god. And I even went on eBay. They wanted over $20 for that old Anchor Bay DVD. Remember the one you used to see everywhere?
Yeah,
With like the
yeah,
holographic cover and all that?
yeah.
Yeah. You can't
Man,
find one for under $20.
that DVD is going for 211.
Well, yeah, that's crazy because you can go on eBay and get it for 20.
Yeah, I mean,
But I remember when you can find that at Walmart for like $7 or whatever. That's where I
yeah,
bought that DVD.
yeah. I mean, that's completely like blown my mind. I mean, I don't know what to make of that at all.
Yeah, Scream Factory, they're blowing it by not releasing that.
Yeah. Oh, hold on a sec. Let me just take a look at something here. Is this the original? Oh. Okay, from France, there's Dawn of the Dead 4K,
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that.
40th anniversary, and it's $38.
That'd be the way to go then.
Yeah.
Just real quick, check Diabolic on their 4K section
Yeah, sure.
because for some reason I feel like they may have had that at one point or something.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. That's a good price, honestly.
Yeah, because that would be
It
the way
looks
to
to
go.
only looks to only be 119 minutes though.
That's kind of a
So,
bummer.
yeah, it might be a cut version. I'm not sure. There might be another version of it, though. I'll take a look once I... JK shop.
Yeah, because if it is cut, I'd rather have the Asian version.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the longer version is always good. Then again, you know, it's one of those things that you could do with any version of Dawn of the Dead is good.
Yeah.
You know, let's see here. Doors, Shining, Prince of Darkness.
That Shining is one of my most hyped 4K releases.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get that.
It's the sort of thing, I mean, I don't have 4K. If I did, I'd get it.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting you're not a fan of that movie.
Well, it's weird, you know. I'm a fan, but not like a super fan.
Yeah, I just think it's just a masterfully shot film.
Oh yeah, shot wise, it's beautiful. I just find, you know, there's something in the storytelling.
Well, it's slow. Off. I mean, it's such a slow movie, but
yeah, it's not just that. I just find, you know, it should have been. Oh, hold on, there we go. Dawn of the Dead, $61.99, 6-disc 4K limited edition.
If it's 6-disc, it would have to have all the cuts.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up right now and take a look.
Is it in stock though, or is it?
Oh no, it's out of stock.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Let's take a look. Oh yeah, it's got the European cut, which is 118 minutes. The European the European cut, which is that. It has a theatrical cut, which is 127 minutes. The extended version, which is 133 minutes. That looks to be it. Yeah, so it looks to have 4 cuts.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's pretty damn decent, honestly. I mean, if you can find that,
yeah,
it definitely seems like one to go with.
Yeah, definitely. Now, one more 4K thing before we get to news. You ever heard of a movie called Lock Up?
Lock Up
with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, I know that name.
Dude, that's getting a 4K release next month.
Isn't
that such a bizarre movie to get 4K?
It is. It really is.
Like, there's so many other Stallone movies you'd think they'd put out first, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then The Doors. I'm kind of interested in seeing that again. I mean, I remember kind of digging that movie.
I always liked it.
Yeah, you know? And Kyle MacLachlan and stuff. I mean.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. One other thing. I found a copy of Dawn of the Dead for $10, €10 on Amazon. I don't know. Yeah, it's looks to be an Italian version.
Oh, okay.
Well, hey, you know, I don't know if it has the other cuts on it, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely an odd situation. No, this looks just to be the Italian cut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just zombie.
So you want to move on to the news?
Yeah, sure.
So I guess the big piece of news or whatever that people are kind of pissed about is that Sweet Alice from Arrow got pulled. Yeah. I don't know for good or what.
It's a weird situation because different places are saying different things. You know, like Dawn of the Discs or whatever is saying that it was pulled for the same reason that the Django one was.
I don't know why that was pulled.
It was a rights thing, like Blue Underground still owned the rights or something, but
did that Blu-ray come out though?
Oh yeah, it came out, and there's a few out there.
I was gonna say, I feel like I remember people getting that Django Steelbook or whatever.
The thing that really pisses people off is it's like a really good print. It looks really good.
The Django or Alice, Sweet Alice?
Django. And Blue Underground looks like crap.
Yeah.
And, you know, now Blue Underground are like, you know, we're the only ones that can release it or whatever.
I mean, it makes sense from a business standpoint for Blue Underground, but...
Yeah, but I mean, make a deal with Arrow then, you know?
Yeah.
Like, make it, like, release their version, but release it under, like, the Blue Underground name or something, you know?
Yeah.
You know, don't shortchange the fans because you got, like, an issue.
Yeah. I wonder what the deal is with Alice Sweet Alice is, though, because that was able to get released by 88 Films.
Yeah, well, I mean, hell, from what I know, Alice Sweet Alice is a public domain film.
Really?
I think, yeah, from what I know, I remember there used to be so many, like, gray market copies of it simply because there was no one to check on it, you know?
Yeah, I think I ended up reading that that's from a porn director.
Something like that, yeah.
I haven't seen it since I rented a VHS of it, like, when I was a kid. That's the last time I seen it. I was gonna pick up that Arrow version. But to me, it's not the end of the world, because I'll just pick up the 88 Films version, you know?
Yeah. I mean...
So I'm bummed, because I would have wanted the Arrow version, but to me, it's not the end of the world. Now, if I pre-ordered it, then I would be a little bummed.
Yeah, definitely. I think... I think it will get released. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I think... Because, like I said, there's... Some sites are saying one thing, other sites are saying another. Like Diabolic's site says it has nothing to do with, it's not a rights issue.
You think it could be a technical issue, or... No, but even then, because MVD's telling them to stop pre-orders and all that.
Yeah, I mean, normally it would... normally it would say, it's not coming out because of such a thing.
Yeah.
They'd let you know.
That is weird.
Yeah, it's a really odd situation. All I can think is, and this kind of goes into a bit of news that I got also, it could be something with the features.
Yeah. Like
maybe they got a bunch of features together and then it didn't work out.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, because that kind of goes into the bit of news I got, and that's that Arrow are kind of pulling out all the stops here. They, how their Old Boy release, right?
I can't wait for that.
It's been pushed back for an interesting reason. They have a big 4-disc version.
Yeah, that's the one I'm getting for sure.
And they had a bunch of features on it, and they can't get the rights to a bunch of the features.
So that version ain't coming out anymore?
Oh, it's coming out. They've gone above and beyond. They've actually licensed Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance and Lady Vengeance and are putting them in the set.
What, to make up for features, or they're just doing the whole trilogy in that?
To make up for the fact that they couldn't get these features.
Interesting. Is it still coming in that case, though, where it's the elevator door?
Yeah, everything's still the same, except it's going to have, 2 more movies in it now.
Yeah, are you I assume you're getting that.
I don't know. I mean, I already have the old Palisados Tartan tin Blu-ray box.
Dude,
of the
this new transfer, though, man. Like,
that's
Old
true.
Boy's a classic. If I were you, I'd at least get the standard version of it.
I might get the standard if...
What are they asking for the deluxe version? It's only like $40, right?
I don't think it's overly expensive, no. Let's have a look, see. I mean, I dig that, though. I dig that they're going kind of like above and beyond. They're not just releasing it for the same price, without the extra features. They've actually gone out of their way to...
Yeah, it's funny. With Arrow, though, I've heard a lot of people recently talking shit that they haven't included booklets in some of their most recent releases. And at first I was kind of like, oh, yeah, this sucks. But then I'm sitting there thinking, I haven't read a single booklet in any Arrow release. You know what I mean? Like, I've watched the movie and all the features, but I don't think I've ever read a booklet inside of them.
I know what you mean. I don't think I have either.
I mean, it's cool to have, but when it gets down to it, to me, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, here we go. Old Boy limited edition, £24. So yeah, about $40.
Yeah, that's worth it to have that deluxe edition.
It is.
See, I don't have the Blu-ray, so it's a win for me.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, if you don't have it,
I mean,
yeah,
I have the old DVD, but yeah, I don't have an HD version of it.
yeah. It's a new scan, right?
I would think so.
I always find it so funny with Old Boy, simply because it's actually a Japanese manga that was made into a Korean movie.
Yeah.
I find that so funny. I don't
Now,
know why.
if that Arrow really wanted to make up for the special features, they'd include the Spike Lee one too. I'm
Ugh.
just kidding. No, I'm just playing.
I tell you what, I have that Blu-ray.
I've never even seen it.
I haven't watched it either. But the completist in me wants to have it.
Yeah.
So I found it for like $4.99.
Yeah, I've actually heard some people say it's good, but I have a feeling
Yeah.
it's from people that never seen the original Old Boy.
That's probably the truth. And I mean, it sort of says something also though when Spike Lee, he didn't take his name off it, but you know how he has that thing like a Spike Lee joint?
Yeah.
He took that off of it.
Well, because it's not his story, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but I mean originally it was going to be on there,
Wow.
but he took it off cuz I guess he wasn't pleased with it.
How it came out?
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of saying something. I mean, Spike Lee, his normal modus operandi is to put out a movie. If people don't like it, he calls them racist, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the end of it. Where with this one, he's essentially said, no, no, I get it.
Yeah.
This one isn't one of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got any other news?
Well, we can talk about the Scream Factory releases.
Yeah. I was going to put those kind of in like the new release. Or
Yeah.
upcoming releases or whatever, but we could add them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they announced their Comic-Con. Oh, one thing before we get to that, what do you think of
Yeah.
this new Marcella Wallace, or whatever the hell his name is, or Ali playing Blade? He looks the part. Like,
He does. I don't know. I mean, I've never seen his work. Or if I have, I've never,
Yeah. No, I'm
like,
down. I'm down for it. I wish, though, they would have just made Blade old. Just cast Wesley Snipes again. I mean, he's still in shape,
Yeah.
or either that, or I made a joke, but I kind of stand by it that why not make a white Blade? I mean, they're doing a black 007, a black Little Mermaid, and all that.
Well,
Why not a
yeah.
white Blade? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
But
apparently
it can't go both ways like that. So
no. Apparently it's you can't do that.
no. Anyways, it was kind of a
Yeah.
joke, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm I'm not racist. I mean, I have Snoop Dogg tattooed on me. I listen to rap music mostly. I have black friends, blah blah blah. So it's not even an issue with me.
Yeah.
But there's certain things like 007. I don't know. I was fine with they wanted to have what's the guy's name from Dark Tower?
Idris Elba.
Yeah, when they wanted to cast him, I was like, but I was like, okay, he fits the part. Yeah. He's a suave dude, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
Now they're making it a black woman. Like, what the hell are they thinking? Like, just don't call it 007. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it ain't even a racist or a feminism thing. It's 007 has been who he is for 60, however many years.
Yeah.
Just call it a different movie. Like, that actually pissed me off.
Yeah, well, it's lazy filmmaking. I've said before a lot of times, like I always remember when they did that what was it, a Fantastic Four movie, and they had like Johnny Storm or whatever as a black guy, and like his sister as like a white girl and everything. It's like, make a choice.
Yeah, but see, that's not even like the whole thing though. You're changing the gender and the race. It's no longer 007. You know what I mean?
No.
Or James. Well, I guess it's I don't know. Like, I guess it's like, oh, it's if it's like Jane Bond, no, I'm gonna be pissed even more.
Well, I tell you what, I have no interest in seeing it.
Oh, me neither. I haven't even, to be honest, I haven't even seen the last few James Bond movies.
I dig the Daniel Craig ones because I mean he's essentially a sociopath.
Yeah.
That's what I like about them,
See, with me, I like my action movies, like, almost over the top and cheesy. Like, I don't like action movies, really, where they play themselves so serious, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, I want to see the Mission Impossible movies for the stunts and stuff, but it's one of those things like I like one-liners and I like just over the topness. You know what I mean?
yeah, well,
It's,
like essentially 80s action horror,
yeah, like
not horror.
Rambo and all the Schwarzenegger films.
Yeah,
And to me,
the
that's when
fun.
Schwarzenegger started flopping. Is when he started taking himself super serious, like
Yeah,
Collateral Damage and all that. It's like, come on, dude. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. It's like know what brought you to the party, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna see this new James Bond with like a woman as James Bond.
Yeah, like why not call it 009 or something? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
exactly. I mean, there's now. I mean, there are ways to deal with like like white and black sort of thing. You, like you can do that. You could make it that James Bond is like a title. Like
yeah,
anyone who's 007 gets the name James Bond. But the fact that they're making it a woman as well, it's like
yeah. And the thing is,
I really just hope that's like a super really bad tasting troll.
yeah, and it's the same with like everything too. Like the new Scream show,
Yeah.
everyone was black in it. With like I said, I have no problem with
Hmm.
that kind of stuff, but it's almost like they're just like beating you in the face with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And again, it's lazy filmmaking.
Yeah.
You know, I've always just been a thing like if you're gonna cast a black actor or whatever in a series or a movie or whatever, fine. Make get them a good character. Make them an interesting character, and you're fine. Don't
Or get someone
shoehorn
like
them.
Jordan Peele who can make an original story for those. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? For that stuff.
Yeah.
Like they keep trying to
Don't just
shoehorn it.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
into these
exactly.
franchises that have been around forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Like I already see it. There's gonna be the next Freddy Krueger will be black. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and like he won't have been a child killer. He'd have been like killed by like racists or something.
yeah, I'd love to see a white Candyman.
That would be funny. That would honestly be funny.
Yeah.
I just reckon that if you're gonna go, you have to go all the way.
Yeah. But yeah. What were you
Either
thinking when you heard about that James Bond thing?
I was just like nope.
I mean,
I
The
was
Little
like
Mermaid I could care less about. I mean, whatever. It's a cartoon, but I could see why people would be up in arms about it just because it's such an iconic thing, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Or at least have it be like another, or like it's just introduce another mermaid that's black, you know what I mean? Like
exactly.
it's not like
I mean,
anyone's against the black characters. It's like just don't replace it. Just have them, just add them in, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
or
it's
like why
easy
not have
enough
a
to
white
do.
James Bond with a black sidekick or something, or an agent in training. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, let's
See,
get off
see
the
that
topic
that would
before we
make
get.
sense. You do something like that, and then have it that they slowly take over the role, not necessarily as like James Bond, but like as the main character in the series.
Yeah, see what I think it is I think it's the popularity of Get Out and Us and all that.
Yeah,
And I think that's just the new rage. These studios, once they find that little bit of success, they bleed it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They wear it's like a radio. You know what I mean? Like if a song's popping, they
yeah.
play it
Just keep,
every 10
yeah,
minutes until you're sick of it.
and that's the problem. I mean, you end up it's gonna eventually piss a lot of people off,
Yeah.
and as a result, you're gonna get filmmakers who, you know, could have come up with a really great script and a really great movie. They're going to get overlooked because it's like an all black film or something.
Yeah, speaking of black horror movies, what do you think of the look of that new one that's produced by Jordan Peele where the dude, you know what I'm talking about, where the girl's his niece dies or something, and then he wakes up, he's like, "Oh, you're gonna die at this time," whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I've seen anything about
Yeah, they
that,
showed the
honestly.
trailer right before Crawl, and it was
Mhm.
God, I can't remember what the hell it's called, but it's from Blumhouse, and Jordan Peele's producing it, and it's an all black horror movie. And it's something
Oh,
like
hey.
he's got to like kind of guide his niece on what to do because he's already seen like looked into the future and seen
Oh,
who she's gonna die, and they gotta, but they don't know who killed her. You know what I
Oh
mean?
well.
So they kind of got to figure out who it is that's going to kill it. It's almost like a Happy Death Day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you see, that sounds like something
An original
quite
story, yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Like
That's
Jordan
what you
Peele movies,
do.
I'll keep seeing them because they're original, you know?
Yeah,
And well,
that's what.
Candyman, I mean, that's perfect for him, though, you know?
Oh yeah, it really is.
Like that, dude, I'm going to be hyped for that movie. Like, I'll
Yeah.
probably be just as hyped for that as I am it.
Yeah.
We haven't done a Candyman episode yet, have we?
Uh, I think we did.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it on the.
I know we did it. Did we do a comment? We did a commentary.
Yeah, we did a commentary, and I think. I don't know. I'll have to check.
We probably did. I think we did, actually.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to
Maybe.
dedicate an episode to that when it comes out, because Tony Todd is actually going to be in it at some extent.
I love that. I love the fact that they're not writing off the icon that created the original.
Yeah. Now let's get into these Scream Factory releases.
Oh yeah.
Do you have the list in front of you?
I'm gonna bring it up right now.
Well, we'll start talking about the ones we know for sure.
Yeah.
Big Trouble in Little Chinatown's getting a collector's edition. And that doesn't excite me at all. I mean, I like the movie too.
Yeah.
But it already has a US Blu-ray release, and Arrow released a special edition Blu-ray.
It does. I mean, it's not one I'm just I'm gonna jump on.
Yeah.
But if I find it at a decent price, it'll come home with me.
Yeah.
Because I love that movie.
Yeah, that's like the big theme for this announcement. It's like they're all heavy hitters.
Yeah.
But they're already releases of them. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things, if they announced these movies 3 years ago,
Yeah.
it would have been off the chain. But,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, there is one I'm really interested in, though, Road Games. I've never seen that, but I know Umbrella has a release of it, but I never picked it up, so I'll get the Scream Factory.
Well, that's cool. Oh, yeah, it's apparently it takes place in Australia.
Yeah, and I think Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
Yeah, so that's.
Have you seen that or no?
I haven't seen it, no, but that's kind of cool. Like, that might be good. Stacy Keach is in it too.
Yeah, have you heard of this movie? It takes place on the road, and it's like some chicks getting kind of stalked by this dude on the highway, and it's the guy who's stalking her is. Have you seen Storm of the Century?
Yeah.
You know that guy who plays the villain in that?
Yeah. Yeah.
He plays like this dude that's chasing her on this highway, and at the end, it's revealed he is like missing body parts and all that. He's kind of like. Does this sound familiar to you at all?
That
No?
sounds so familiar.
Like, it's almost like a name like Road Games or something, but and
Yeah.
he has like robotic parts to him or something really weird.
It's all very familiar. I don't know what.
Yeah, I keep like hoping that'll come to me because I want to see that again. But yeah, I'm excited for Road Games. The two I'm mostly excited for is The Fan.
Yep.
I've never heard of that, but I like the cover. And Michael Biehn, as a psychotic fan, I'm kind of down for it.
Yeah.
And
definitely seems like it'd be worth it for sure.
Yeah. You know how many movies? I think there's 2 more movies called The Fan. I know there's
Yeah.
one with Wesley Snipes and Robert De Niro, where
Yeah.
De Niro's like a crazed fan of Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
And then there was one that who the hell released it? It's some girl on the cover, and it's called The Fan or whatever.
Yeah. I think the problem is it's such a generic title.
Yeah.
You
I have
The
a
Fan.
feeling the Michael Biehn one isn't going to be good, though.
Well,
I just get that vibe from it that it's going to be shitty.
And it's just a standard edition. It's not like a collector's edition or anything. So
Yeah, that's fine with me. The one that has to get a collector's edition that I am hyped for is My Bloody Valentine.
Oh yeah.
Because that Blu-ray, you can't find it for under $100. The old Blu-ray.
Which is crazy considering I have it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I only have the old DVD with that really shitty cover art. Remember where it's like a hand putting like a heart?
Yeah.
It's like awful cover art.
Yeah. Honestly, just as long as they get the like the unrated cut, I'm 100% down for it.
Did the old Blu-ray have it?
It did, yeah. It was one of those things where it didn't look great because it was like SD quality footage like put in and everything, and
Like a Silent Night, Deadly Night.
yeah, but it's
The
still
DVD has that too, actually.
yeah, it's still cool that it's there,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that they gave you the option to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but My Bloody Valentine, that is honestly, it's one of the best overlooked slasher films of all time.
Yeah, you want to know something about that movie? It
Mm-hmm.
always has a certain kind of nostalgia for me because when I was like a little kid,
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was like real into horror movies for my whole
Mm-hmm.
life. But when I was little, I was renting a lot of them on VHS and stuff. And
Yeah.
I remember I was like, I was renting the classics like Friday the 13th and all that. And my grandma told me, she was like, "Oh yeah, when I went on a date years and years ago with this dude, and we went and saw a movie on Valentine's Day called My Bloody Valentine." And I
Mm-hmm.
remember saying, "Oh, that's kind of a cool name and whatever," but no one had ever heard of it for some reason. Like I remember I went to Hollywood Video, and they're
Yeah.
like, no one was like, "Yeah, I don't know about that movie," and I never
Well,
seen it until the remake came out.
yeah.
And when the
Well,
remake came out, that's when the DVD and stuff came out in stores. And
yeah. Well,
then it was everywhere, and I remember we were just shocked, like, wow.
it was kind of the same as with the original Black Christmas.
Yeah.
They're both Canadian movies, and they did good up here when they came out and everything, but I don't think they did as great down in the States.
Yeah, my grandma said that I think it was like really limited. Like it only
Yeah.
played for like a few days, and they just happened to see it on Valentine's Day because
Yeah.
whatever. But
So that's kind of the thing. It's good that stuff like that's finally getting the love it deserves.
now, be honest, what if you had to pick one to keep in your collection, Black Christmas or My Bloody Valentine?
Ooh.
I'd still
That
go with Black Christmas.
probably, yeah. I watch Black Christmas every year without
Yeah,
fail.
yeah.
I can
Elizabeth
go.
Hussey or whatever her name is, Olivia Hussey.
Yeah,
Her voice is irritating, but she is hot.
yeah. Just put a ball gag in there and you're fine. Uh, Honestly though, like it's weird. My Bloody Valentine is more. It's a more fun movie,
Yeah.
but I can go years in between seeing My Bloody Valentine. But I gotta watch Black Christmas every year.
Yeah, I think what I like about Black Christmas too better is it's more of a pleasing movie on the eyes. Like
Oh
My
yeah,
Bloody Valentine, it's a good movie. I like the kills, I like the killer, but it's such a dull looking movie. You know what I mean?
it does look very, very dull.
But I know the other one that the biggest hype, most hyped one for me
Hmm.
is Body Parts. Like I had never seen it, and my buddy who's not into horror movies at all or into films at all, like
Yeah,
I know for pretty much criminal ways, but it's a dude you wouldn't expect to really watch it or whatever. And I remember him telling me one day, he was like, "Oh, there's this movie I watched as a kid where, it was a dude who gets a transplant from an arm from a serial killer or something." And I remember
yep,
being like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And then he was like, "Yeah, it's called Body Parts." And then when I saw it, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like on the list.
yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I've only seen it once. I rented it as a new release on VHS, and I saw it then. I loved it, but every time I went to rent it again, it was always out.
So you buying the Blu-ray?
Definitely, 100%. January 2020. Yeah, day one.
I assume it's just a standard thing. It's not going to get a collector's.
It looks just to be a standard edition. Yeah. I honestly, that's one I may actually even pre-order.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I'm hyped for that. Like,
yeah.
I really know nothing about it, but I do want to see it because that's one of my favorite kind of films are like serial killer films. So
Oh yeah. Well, I always remember in it. I won't give it away because if you haven't seen it, But there's a scene near the end where the name comes into play.
oh, okay.
And it's just I remember seeing it and I was like, what? And I just loved it. It was awesome.
Wow. And
Yeah.
one release I'm not sure about is that Fly collection. Do you know the aspects of it? Like, is it a box and every film is getting its own case?
I think it's. Let's take a look here.
Because that's the only way I would consider it, is if every film gets its own case.
We're setting up this packaging like we did our recently released for Critters and the Omen collections.
Okay.
Rigid slipcase, individual cases, yeah.
So that's going to come with the... Is there 3 Vincent Price ones?
There's The Fly from 1958, Return of the Fly from 1959, Curse of the Fly from 1965, The Fly from 1986, and The Fly 2 from 1989. I'm buying that.
I still don't know, because I really only like The Fly and The Fly 2. I'm not a fan of the old ones.
Honestly, the first Fly from 1958 is solid. Return of the Fly and Curse of the Fly aren't great.
What is the price they're asking for that? If it's over 60, nah.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Like, if it's $59.99 or less, I'll buy it, but otherwise, no.
Yeah, The Fly.
But the Omen set, I'm definitely getting that.
Yeah?
Like, next month I'm going to pre-order that just to ensure I get it.
Yeah. I can't see a listing for it yet.
They probably don't know yet just because it's just announced.
Yeah, I would assume it would probably be around one of the same price as maybe the Critters set.
Yeah. I still need to get that Critters set.
Yeah, so do I. I mean,
like, I do want to get it, but it's one of those... I probably will get it this month or next month.
Yeah. The thing with that, which it just really...
Oh, yeah, because you bought the DVDs?
I bought the DVDs the day they announced the Blu-ray.
But
I didn't know they were there.
Looks sexy, though.
Oh, it looks really nice. And I mean, from what I know, they actually have... I think the picture actually continues inside the box.
Wow.
That's what I've heard. I've never actually seen it, but I've heard people say that, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, another main reason I want to get that is because I want to see the new one.
Oh, yeah,
but I want to rewatch all the original ones on Blu-ray first.
Yeah. The new one,
I heard it's garbage.
I've heard it has a lot of wasted potential.
Yeah, I heard it's just, like, really slow and just not good. But I still got to see it. I mean...
Yeah. I've heard the effects are great because they're all practical.
Yeah.
And I've heard there's a lot of, like, fun scenes, but they never really go as far as they should.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know, maybe they're trying to be too, like, serious or something.
Yeah.
And you can't be serious with a Critters movie.
No. So
and you can try, but
yeah, I'm probably going to pick that up this month.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Fly is going to be a maybe for me, just depending on price and artwork.
Yeah.
Now the next, though, Silver Bullet,
yeah.
I'm definitely going to get it, just because it's not one I'm dying to see again.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one I used to watch all the time when I was young. Like,
yeah.
I remember I taped it, and I used to watch it all the time.
I mean, hell, it's got Gary Busey in it.
Yeah, Corey Haim.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get it because it's like, well, it's a collector's edition for one.
Yeah.
So it's gonna have some decent features on for sure, and I have the standard DVD that's out now, with pretty much nothing on it.
Yeah, I hope it has good cover art because I think the Umbrella release of that on Blu-ray's cover art sucks.
You know what they need? Did you ever remember back in like I guess it was like the late 90s?
That book?
The
Cycle of the Werewolf?
Yeah, remember the cover they used to have for that?
Yeah, it was real simple and everything.
Yeah, but really classy looking.
Yeah.
That could work, something like that. Even if it was like, have that as like a slipcase, and then you open it up and have some like newly commissioned art or something on the inside.
Yeah, I hope they keep the original art, where it's like the fog and you see the bat and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Or what, I forget what the bat's called in it, but...
yeah.
Remember how shitty that DVD artwork was? It was like it looks like a tear in it with Corey Haim's face, or something like that. I remember it was shitty cover art.
yeah, hopefully, it gets the love it deserves.
So what
You know,
else was on that announcement?
yeah, let's take a look.
I think there's like two I'm missing.
There's a Universal Horror Collection Volume 3,
Nah.
which has Tower of London, Man-Made Monster, and the Black Cat, and Horror Island.
See, that's more your speed.
It is, but I probably wouldn't even bother with those. Prophecy from 1978.
See, I've never seen it, so I don't know. I'd have to do some more research on it.
Yeah, it's a monstrous yarn about the dangers of environmental pollution in the deep woods of Maine.
Yeah, I probably won't. I'm not the biggest monster movie fan, so
Yeah.
I remember seeing it way back in the day, like on DVD shelves, and I never picked it up. So
I'll wait for a sale.
Yeah, and the other one's like a '50s movie, right?
No, there's Pet Sematary 2.
Oh yeah. Do you think that's gonna be a collector's edition?
It is a collector's edition, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it deserves to be a collector's edition.
I mean, it's one of those things. Like, if it goes on sale, I'll pick it up.
What I can't get about it is the fact it's directed by the same person who directed the first movie.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fun. I really like Edward Furlong. I don't know. There's something about him I've always liked in movies.
He does pretty good, but he always plays the same character.
Yeah, it blows my mind that what the hell is that movie? It's like one of my favorite movies with him. Not Mind Warp, but
Brain Scan.
Brain Scan. How did that not get a collector's edition?
I don't know. Have you seen that's out on like a double feature now?
Yeah, from Mill Creek.
For like $14 or something.
With Mind Warp. Is Brain Scan still available from Scream Factory?
I don't know.
Because I do need to pick that up in HD. I'm just debating which one to get. Like, the Scream Factory one would have to have more features.
Brain Scan. Let's take a look here.
Or if you can, what's the price on the Brain Scan?
Yeah, I'll take a look. The Scream Factory one, if it will ever open.
Because I'm just like, double features like that just annoy me. Unless it's like the same franchise, like Scanners 2 and 3. Like, that's fine, but movies, like, for example, one here that's off the top of my head, like Destroyer and Edge of Sanity, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that annoys me seeing that.
Yeah, they don't really have a connection.
Yeah.
It's $20 on Amazon for the Scream Factory one, and it looks to be loaded.
Yeah, I may get it just to have it on its own release. But the thing is, though, I want to see that Mind Warp movie too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know if it's the same scan?
I'm gonna take a look right now. 32 minutes. I don't think it's the same scan. I'm not sure. Here we go. Let's take a look. Brain Scan.
Yeah, the more I think about it, I'm just gonna get the Scream Factory one.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's $11.
What?
For the double feature.
But the thing is, though, I want the best scan of it, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, for that price, though, pick them both up, honestly.
Yeah, like Mind Warp even may be worth it.
Yeah, and just consider, Brain Scan as like a special feature.
Yeah, Mill Creek's up in their game, like, hardcore. Like, they're releasing a lot of good stuff that I never would have thought got released.
Yeah.
Like, Ghost of Mars, like, that being $8, like, that's just a crazy good deal for that, considering the Indicator one's $30.
Yeah. And considering it's the same...
Scan.
Scan.
And then, like, that Ted Bundy movie. Who in a million years would have thought that would get a Blu-ray release?
That's true.
A made-for-TV Bundy movie? That's very bizarre to me. Like, these made-for-TV movies getting Blu-ray releases is super strange to me. Like, The Stand?
Yeah.
I never would have thought that would get a Blu-ray release.
See, I always thought what they should do... This is something I think they should have done back when Blu-ray first came out. I think they should have, like SD quality stuff that's really long, put it onto a Blu-ray disc,
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get The Stand
Oh
Blu-ray
yeah,
though.
so will I, because it's The Stand.
Yeah, was that remake ever happening? Because
Yeah,
that's a
it's
Stephen King remake that I would actually be kind of hyped to see.
yeah,
Like, I
it's
would
in
like to see that with upgraded effects.
yeah, it's in pre-production now, from what I know.
But they've been
Um,
saying that for years.
yeah,
That's like The
but I
Crow.
think they've actually got like cast now and stuff. They've actually cast people, so I think it's actually going to happen. So
Okay.
that's always a good thing when it actually happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's see, are there any more titles in the Scream Factory thing? The Abominable Snowman from
Yeah, that was the
1957.
one I was thinking of.
Yeah, I don't know. Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde
Nah.
from Hammer Films. Yeah. Dracula in 1979. Is that the
I've
one?
heard people say that that's some of that's their favorite Dracula movie. I forget the dude's name,
Yeah,
but
I'm
I've
just
seen
gonna.
multiple comments where they're like, "Oh yeah, that's the best Dracula movie."
Yeah,
Because
1979.
I am gonna get that because I do want to see more Dracula films.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Because when I was young, Dracula just wasn't my thing. Like, it almost seemed like too. When I was young, I wanted to see more gore slashers, and you know what I mean.
yeah,
Like Dracula just seemed too like almost like
safe.
yeah, classy or something. I don't know.
Here, 1979. Is that? Oh, it's the Frank Langella one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's actually a good movie. I
Yeah,
have
that's
the
what I've heard
existing
people.
Blu-ray. Looks pretty good. What's neat about it though is it's actually filmed in like the proper parts, if that makes sense. Like the proper places where the book was written and everything. It's shot there.
Yeah, I'll have to pick that up. I want to pick up some of the other Hammer films that they released, like Frankenstein, whatever,
Mm.
that Scream Factory just released, but there's so much stuff I gotta get that's gonna be on the back burner.
And honestly, a lot of the Hammer stuff you can get like in these like box sets from like is it MGM or someone, and they look great.
Yeah, that's probably what I'd rather do, just get a group of them.
Yeah, because I got what was it? I think it's a set of like 5 or 6, and I got it for like $23 or something.
Yeah.
For certain ones you need to do you need to get the upgrade.
Yeah.
But for a lot of them you can just go with like a standard edition. And there was one more release, and that was Let's Scare Jessica to Death from 1971.
I don't know much about that movie.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of people really like it.
I'll have
That's
to
all
look
I
up
know.
some more of it before I give my final decision on that.
Yeah.
Now, the one Arrow release that's coming out this month, are you planning on getting that Cruising?
Probably not.
Really?
I'll wait until I hear what people say about it and everything. It's never really interested me a lot.
Was the little gay thing throw you off?
Sorta. I mean, it's just I don't know. I've never. It always seemed to me, at least from like the descriptions I heard of it and everything, that a lot of it was done for shock. Like the gay stuff was done for shock.
I wonder how much horror there is in it.
I
Because I've
don't
heard a
know.
lot about it. Like, I wonder if it's more horror or just more like drama.
I would assume drama. I mean, it has Pacino in it, so.
But I mean, would Arrow release like a drama though like that? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like, I feel like if it was drama, it would be under like the Arrow Academy line.
Yeah.
But then again, they release stuff like 12 Monkeys and stuff, so I guess I don't know. I feel like if it, and I remember reading about it in like Rue Morgue or
Yeah, I mean,
Fangoria, so they're writing about it, and this was before the Blu-ray even announced. I remember a big article like 5 years ago in Rue Morgue where they were talking about it's like a out of print, and it's like a William Friedkin movie about a slasher killing gays, and Al Pacino
yeah,
has to go undercover and all this. And I remember reading about it, thinking it sounded kind of cool.
yeah. I'm just looking at the release info right now.
I know the cover art they got is awful.
it's so generic.
Do you know what? Does it show you what the reverse looks like?
No, it just shows the standard.
I would assume it's the original cover art. I'll just have to look that up.
Yeah, I would assume so.
I'm gonna pick it up though. I like Pacino. I like William Friedkin. I don't know. I'm gonna pick it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll see what people think about it, and like, you know, yeah. I'll hold off judgment for now.
Yeah. Also, before we get into the Silent Hill stuff, you know what movie I went to order that like I don't know if it's gonna go out of print or what, but Amazon is completely sold out. And you know how usually if something's sold out, it'll be like, oh, back in stock on whatever day or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like a listing for it anymore. That's a Manhunter.
The
Scream Factory edition.
Really?
But yeah, I messaged Mike from Grindhouse. I was like, because I get paid on the first. I told him I was like, yo, if you hold that movie for me that long, I'll definitely buy it and more. I'm like, so he said he will, thank God. But yeah, he only had like 2 copies left of it, and Diabolic doesn't have any copies of it.
Wow. I mean, well,
and that's one I want a Blu-ray of, dude, because I haven't seen it in years and years. And like I said, I ordered what was it? I didn't have HD of Red Dragon. I ended up ordering the Blu-ray of Red Dragon. So that's literally the only one I need is Manhunter on Blu-ray.
Yeah, and the collector's edition from Scream Factory actually has 2 cuts.
Yeah, and each cut has its own disc. Do you have that release or no?
No, I just have. I think I have an old DVD, honestly.
Yeah, Tom Noonan is the Tooth Fairy in that movie, though.
Yeah.
He's creepy in that.
Yeah, and I'm just looking here at the MGM version. That's just.
See, I don't want to settle on that release, though. I want the Scream Factory one. You know what I mean?
It just has 1 cut. It looks like.
Yeah, but I love the art on the Scream Factory one.
Yeah. Well, I think the art's the same guy that did the cover for Silent Hill.
Oh, really?
It looks like it.
Yeah, I think they use that guy a lot.
He's been doing some really good stuff, honestly.
Yeah, he's also... Is it that Devin Whitehead?
I think so, yeah.
He also did the cover art for that Shredder Blu-ray from Ronin Flicks.
That's cool. It just showed a picture of the original poster art for Manhunter.
Yeah.
Man, that's some horrible looking cover.
Is it that where it's just his face and it's like a blue and...
It's blue, yeah, blue and like yellow or something. It's some strange... Oh no, the cover illustration is by Christopher Franke.
Yeah, I like the colors of it, the purple and everything, and
yeah, well, it's very much a Scream Factory cover.
Oh yeah, what sucks is I guarantee I won't get a slipcover for that, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, that'll be well, it was a 2016 release, so it's like 3 years old. Yeah,
you never know though. Remember I ordered RoboCop 2 and 3 from Amazon?
Yeah.
And they both came with slipcovers?
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked. There's sometimes they shock you.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, for people listening, that episode will be coming soon, our Hannibal Lecter kind of retrospective.
Yeah.
Anyways, and I want to plug too that next month on my personal channel I'm going to be doing nothing but like Asian films because I have a huge stack of Asian movies I have to watch.
Yeah.
And so you agreed that like our podcast that month will be pretty much strictly Asian movies.
I'm always down for Asian movies.
Yeah, I think I want to do like a 3 Extremes episode and then maybe a Ju-on episode.
Oh yeah, Ju-on. I love Ju-on.
Yeah.
Ju-on could take forever since there's just so many.
I'm talking about just 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And I'd even go as far. Do you have the 3 American remakes?
Yeah.
Let's just do Ju-on 1 and 2, and then The Grudge 1 through 3.
That works.
And then, do you have, what the hell is it? You have Cold Fish, right?
Yeah.
Maybe do an episode on that, and then one on I Saw the Devil.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways.
And one on The Wailing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, now back to our main reviews here.
Yep.
So we both bought the Scream Factory edition of Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And I was pretty impressed with the transfer.
So was I. I mean, well, I was impressed all around with the movie. The only problem I had with it was a bit of the questionable CG at times. But other than that, it looked phenomenal.
Yeah, when I was watching the first Silent Hill, I remember thinking a lot of the CGI looked questionable.
Yeah.
But after watching Part 2, the CGI looks amazing in Part 1.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll get to that obviously when we get to Part 2.
Yeah.
But, I think it was all in also how it was shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's give like a real brief plot to it. Basically, I don't remember the actress's name, but her and Sean Bean, they end up adopting this little girl or whatever, and she's kind of starts talking about Silent Hill in her sleep or whatever.
Yep.
And the mother, for some stupid reason, decides to bring her to this town that she's really never been to or whatever, and pretty much kidnaps the kid and takes her under Sean Bean's. He doesn't want him to go and all that because he's like, the city is still basically on fire. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like it's just not safe, but whatever. And
I loved how they added that plot point.
Yeah, and what else is weird is this cop. She's a pretty nosy, pushy cop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She really shouldn't have been doing all that. It's one thing, to be kind of suspicious or whatever. Yeah. But that's kind of harassment. You know what I mean? To be following them like that when there's no probable cause for that. Yeah. It's her daughter and all that. It's whatever.
Yeah. It does go into that a bit. Like later in the movie when it explains, like, apparently some guy took a kid up there or something and chucked him into a well,
you know what I mean? So what, are you going to be suspicious of every person that goes to a gas station with a kid?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, that almost pissed me off, though, but whatever. Yeah. So, but then she's an idiot and speeds away from her and all that.
Yeah, I mean, because the fact of the matter is she hadn't done anything wrong.
No, but then she gave him reason to, gave him probable cause, but yeah, I once they enter Silent Hill, though, it oozes with atmosphere, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it looks perfect. And I gotta say, it fits the game perfectly.
It does. And I love the fact that they give a reason for the fog.
Oh, yeah.
Because, of course, with the game, it was originally just because, the systems couldn't handle, what they wanted to do. So you put fog there, it makes it easier on the system.
Yeah. And it was just, it fit it perfectly. And even the layout, in Silent Hill 2, when you get to the town, there's even that gate and those little walker things can walk.
Oh,
It even had that. And even the radio, when you get near them, remember it gets all staticky and everything in the game? They even did that with the cops radio in the movie.
I love that.
And also I want to point out when the Trimark logo appears, you hear that iconic Silent Hill music from the game.
That was awesome. When I heard that, I was just like, oh, yes.
Yeah, there's something about movies that do that I love. Like,
well, it's
when the Universal logo... Well, just in movies in general, when a Universal logo will appear, and you'll hear music that has to do with the movie instead of the normal music that goes with it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Well, it shows, almost like the company is behind it.
Yeah.
That they're willing to take a back seat and give people a little something different,
Yeah, I always love when movies do that. In the Predator movie, when you see the Fox logo turn into that camouflage or whatever, and then I don't know if you saw Straight Outta Compton, but when you see that Universal logo, you hear the NWA song playing instead of the Universal music.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I really appreciated that, but anyways, back to the movie, though.
Yeah.
I really loved it. Like, I loved it a lot more than I had remembered. And
Yeah.
I see huge Hellraiser influences with this, especially part two, which we'll get into more. But
Yeah.
like, dude, that scene where well, the more to the plot though, we didn't really finish it. She
Yeah.
gets into Silent Hill and her daughter goes running away, and she basically trying to find the daughter, and that's pretty much it. And then Sean Bean's going to find the wife and the daughter, and it's all that. Now, if you had never played the game, you think this movie would be weird to you, or?
I think how could I put this? I think I would have appreciated it as a movie, but not as much as knowing the games.
Yeah.
You know, the games
'Cause
certainly
there's all the Easter eggs
add
and
to it.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, honestly, I also just love the fact that all like the creatures in it, they're they're people in suits,
Yeah.
but with CG added to it. I almost wish they'd left that CG out, but you know.
Yeah. How annoying do you think that little girl is? Like, she is brutally annoying. Like, even in the beginning, she's like, meow, meow, meow. She's like,
Yeah,
meow, and then dude, her voice is, I don't know, there's something about the tone of her voice that's just
yeah.
irritating to me.
I think it's just also the fact, you know, like
And then the whole
it
movie,
sounds,
Sharon, Sharon, like almost sounds
yeah.
like Randy from South Park or something. You know what I mean? Sharon,
Oh
Sharon.
man.
Like that's
You,
what
you
I
know
thought about.
you know what it totally reminded me of? Did you ever see that video game Heavy Rain?
I never played it, but
No, but have you seen like the memes about it? Like how there's a thing like if you keep pressing the X button, he keeps shouting Sean. Like no matter what's happening, it's like he's in the middle of a fight. He's like Sean, and it just keeps going on. It's a similar sort of thing. It feels like she's always shouting Sharon at like really dumb times.
yeah, I saw one thing where they said in this movie that'd be a perfect drinking game, where every
Oh
time
yeah,
she yells Sharon, you take a shot.
you'd be piss faced by about halfway through.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah. Other than that, though, that first scene, like the walkers or whatever are cool, but that first scene where she goes into the bathroom.
Yeah,
And I love that just the whole thing with that siren. Like, that's a creepy sounding siren.
yeah,
And then I love when you see
yeah,
the paint of the walls and everything just like chip away.
yeah. I love that.
And even though
I've
the
always
CGI looks a little dated with it than I remembered,
yeah,
but
but it
still,
still works. You know, there's an unreality to the situation
yeah,
that lets you kind of like forgive it.
yeah. And then, what did you think of that creature thing in the stall of the bathroom? Like, did that remind you of Hellraiser, kinda?
Definitely. I mean, there's a lot in. Honestly, there's more in the Silent Hill movies closer to Hellraiser than there are the actual games.
Yeah. Like,
You
dude,
know?
that scene was actually creepy to me. The way it's
Oh
like flicking
yeah.
its tongue and it's like crawling. And just the
I
way
I
it's screaming in agony. You know what I mean?
my whole thing with that is like I would so just you know it, I just want to go step on its head or something.
Yeah, that thing was creepy, though.
Yeah, just like yeah, get it.
Just the way it sounded, like it was just screaming. Like, not in a
Yeah,
menacing way, but like it was just in pain, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And, dude, what I really appreciated about that scene, too, is
mhm,
those, like, that vein effect that are going down the walls when he's
yeah,
crawling towards her? You remember
yeah,
in the game, it would do that, too?
yeah,
Like, in part 2, there's one room where he's, like, looking in the mirror or something, all these veins start kind of going
yeah,
down the wall just like that, so I really
yeah.
appreciated that.
I really liked the how like kind of true to the games they stayed without without completely copying it. You know what I mean? Like they did
Yeah,
their own thing with it, but they were still pretty true to it.
yeah. I also love, and then we'll go on to Pyramid Head here. They made him menacing as hell looking. Like, they got
Mhm.
his look perfect from the game.
Yeah, they did. And
The
I
way he
mean,
just drags that giant sword.
if anything, they probably did it better because when you actually look at the Pyramid Head from Part 2,
No, do you remember the first time you
you know,
see Pyramid Head? He's like fucking that dead body
the,
or whatever in the kitchen.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that was creepy to me when I first played that.
yeah, it was. I tell you what, though, I really like the actual helmet more so from the movie than I did from the game.
Yeah.
Because when you look back at part 2, it's a bit of a strange looking helmet. I just really dig like the sheer size and
Yeah, and I love the whole thing with the rats too. Like when he
yeah.
just comes out of the rats or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into part 2 with him because there's some badass scenes with him in part 2. But
yeah,
Pyramid Head in this movie was badass. You know what like gets tiring though for me to see are the nurses though. It's almost like the nurses are like the mascot for Silent Hill now.
I know, and when I was watching it, I just couldn't help but thinking, you could just, if you were quiet enough, just go and just, take their knives away from them, and they wouldn't be a threat.
Yeah. I will say, this movie definitely makes me want to replay the Silent Hill games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a great series for the most part.
Yeah.
There are hits and misses, like with any game series, but
you know what I wish?
It's more a hit than it is miss.
Yeah, you know what monster I wish they put in this movie from Silent Hill 2?
Which
you
one?
Remember those things where they like they're in boxes hanging from the ceiling? And you remember when you got to go in that room and shoot them, and they're like they creep towards you and grab you, but they're like in these weird cages hanging from the roof. I wish they would have included those.
That would have been cool. I mean, I guess probably the thought was, we'll just focus on just a few and make them like quite good.
Yeah.
And not go overboard.
Yeah.
And it works, honestly. I mean, I was kind of hoping for, like, when I first saw it, I was kind of hoping for, like, how in the first game, like, at the end you fight, like, an actual demon?
Yeah.
Like, like, wings and horns and everything. I was kind of hoping for something like that originally, but I'm glad it worked out well the way they did it.
Yeah. That was my next question. What did you think of the ending, the whole cult thing or whatever, and it's like the girl like in this hospital bed, it's like being lifted up by...
I love that because that was like complete catharsis.
Yeah.
It's like where it's sort of like the point where if you've played the games, you already know, but like all this is their own fault, and now they're gonna get theirs.
Yeah.
Like, and how? Yeah.
I
mean,
and you heard too that whole thing with Sean Bean and all that was just shoehorned in. Because the producers wanted more male characters, because literally nothing really comes of that. Yeah. Like, the movie I thought was about 15-20 minutes too long. And it's because they added that stuff with Sean Bean, which didn't add anything to it, really. Except for the dude from Sons of Anarchy adding a little exposition, you know what I mean? Yeah. The guy who played the cop?
Yeah. It's the sort of thing I almost would have preferred him to just have like a role at the beginning and like a role at the end.
Yeah.
And maybe even just have a couple of shots throughout of him like talking to the police on the phone or something.
Yeah.
That would have been enough.
Yeah.
But, I guess, is what it is, right?
So what would you rate this movie out of 10? I think I'd give it like a solid 8.5.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not perfect.
No, but it's a fun movie. Like, it's definitely has rewatchability.
Oh yeah, it's one of the better video game-based movies. Because, like I said, it stays true to the core of the story.
Yeah.
But it does like its own thing.
Yeah. Now, did you watch the special features for the disc?
I watched some of them.
Did you see the interview they had with that actress who played the little girl?
I think I saw some of it. I don't think I watched it.
She's pretty hot now, dude.
Well, hey, nothing wrong with that.
I guess she's a Canadian actress, though. Like, she plays a lot of stuff in Canada.
Yeah, they had to, like, I think they filmed it up here, didn't they?
Yeah, she said she barely remembers being in the movie, and basically that when she was filming for the movie, she tried to play the game, and she said she was just terrible at it, so never played it again.
Yeah, especially the first game is not easy.
Yeah, I really like 2, 3, but 4 is my favorite, just because it's more the fourth one's the creepiest one to me.
It is, and you know what? What the hell? We'll go on a little bit of a video game rant about it here. What made 4 interesting, I found, was it kind of has like the
How
Hellraiser
different
syndrome.
it was, yeah.
In that, it wasn't originally designed as a Silent Hill game.
Oh, really?
No, it was just its own game, but they worked it in, and it worked in really well.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting as hell, and I thought them ghost things, where
Yeah.
they'll stop and then follow you.
Yeah.
I don't know, those things creeped me out when that first came out.
What I always hated, those the two-headed things?
Yeah.
Those things bugged the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I knew one was coming up, so I'd like move my character so that I could avoid it and everything,
Yeah, I think that was the hardest one out of all of them.
Probably.
And did you play Homecoming?
Yeah.
People shit on that game. I love that game.
It's a pretty decent game, honestly.
I really like the boss battles in that.
Yeah.
Do you remember the spider thing? Where you had to, take out its legs and all that? And I remember it took me, I remember I played that, and I was breezing through most of it, but that one boss battle with that, you're in a room, and the room's kind of spinning, and there's, this big spider thing, and you gotta take out one of its legs, and then hide, and then take out another leg, and all that. I remember it literally took me about 4.5, 5 hours to beat.
Yeah.
I remember I started playing it, and I just kept dying, and then I was just... But I remember I was like, I can't leave until I beat this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. The one thing I always find with Silent Hill is it's very... what's the word I'm looking for? You have to do things a certain way. If you're fighting a boss, there'll be a certain way to take him out.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it that way...
Yeah, you gotta learn by trial and error.
Yeah, and there's a lot of time there's nothing that really tells you. A good example
sometimes you gotta look it up. With the puzzles, some of them.
Yeah.
I just had to look it up, you know what I mean? Because if I was left to do it myself, some of those puzzles are difficult as hell.
I always remember in part 1, there was a puzzle, with a piano. And honestly, the only reason I could ever figure out how to beat that puzzle was I had a strategy guide.
Oh, yeah?
Without the strategy guide, and it was I ripped out from a magazine, honestly, because it had a picture of the keys and it had 1, 2, 3, 4 showing you where to do it. I could not have figured that out on my own.
You know what bugs me about that franchise, though? Mm-hmm. It's I want to replay them all, but I no longer have a PS2 or anything, or a PS1. You know what I mean? So to play those games, you really have to get the HD collection, and you can't. Doesn't even include part 1 or The Room.
I know. I mean, I'm always surprised.
And it's one of those things. I was shopping for a PS2, and I was watching this actually, and dude, they went $100 for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's I'm not paying $100 just to play Silent Hill 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'd have to pay more for. I'd have to pay another $20-$25 for Silent Hill 4.
Yeah. I mean, hell, for that price, just grab a first generation PS3. That plays everything.
Yeah. But I heard that's some of them though. Not all of them were backwards compatible.
Yeah, they did the first run they did were completely backwards compatible. They'd play everything from what I know.
See, but I think those go for a lot of money now, though.
They do.
I remember on eBay they want $200 or something, and they'll put in quotes backwards compatible.
Yeah, you can also they call it jailbreaking it. I'm not sure how you do it exactly, but apparently that can make it all that they'll all play back or something.
Do you know if any of them are available in the market or the Xbox Live market or whatever?
Well, I know
the HD collection.
The HD collection is. Homecoming is. Well, I think Homecoming is.
Yeah.
I know if you have the disc, you can play it because I have it in my Xbox right now. And
which one?
Pardon?
Which one?
Homecoming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Downpour or that one's available as well. I think that's about it, though.
But 1 and 4 aren't?
Not that I know of.
Well,
I
1
mean,
definitely wouldn't be because it's a PlayStation title, but...
yeah. And then there's, like, the other ones. There's, like, Silent Hill Origins.
See, was that for PSP or something?
It was originally for PSP, and then they released a port for PS2.
Yeah, and then Shattered Dreams or Memories or whatever, but I think that was a Wii exclusive.
Yeah, well, people don't talk about that.
Yeah.
People don't even consider it to have happened.
I'm shocked they never made a Silent Hill the movie, the game. You know, like they did with Street Fighter? Like Street Fighter the movie, the game?
Yeah, yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like they could have just taken like an existing Silent Hill engine, like maybe for like Silent Hill Homecoming or something, and just remade the first game as the movie.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You know, just
I know people shit all over that HD collection. I didn't find it too bad. I mean, there's some stuff they redo, some of effects that aren't as good.
Yeah, I think the main problem with the HD collection is the fact that it's, like, especially on the Xbox, there were a bunch of, like, technical issues that they never fixed.
Yeah, and I know one thing where there's supposed to be fog, there's no fog, and stuff like that, and, like, it kind of ruins some of the atmosphere in it. I think the graveyard or whatever.
Something like that, yeah. And, like, I know there's, like, I think it's in somewhere in part 2, if you don't do something like exactly right, it like screws up and then you can't finish the game.
Yeah.
And it was never patched, but they did on the PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, so on to Silent Hill Revelations.
Yep.
This came out because basically the first one was a surprise hit.
Yep.
And this one I think bombed.
It bombed horribly.
Yeah. It I like aspects of it. I think the girl is cringy as hell. Like, basically it's a direct continuation of part 1. Like, Sean Bean gets a vision in the mirror of his wife, and he doesn't really ask any important questions, like, where are you, how do I get you, or anything. He just ends up just staring at her.
Yeah.
But she's basically telling her about this gate or whatever, and all that. And then it flashed, dude, it moves so quick, like... Now they're at a new town and all that. And then it flashes back like, oh, you thought I was on the run because I murdered a dude. And it like shows Sean Bean killing this dude. And I'm sort of like, wait, hold up, what? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
And then she's going to school. There's this weird dude who's like, I've seen you before, and all that.
Yeah.
This was a really hectic movie. Like, it was so all over the place. But dude, when she gives that speech in that school.
That was
it was cringy. You thought it was badass?
I thought it was kind of badass. I mean, it was cringy as hell, but I think how awesome it would have been, like when you were like a kid, if you were like in class, or whatever. You're just to sound like, I don't want to be friends with any of you. I don't, you don't need to know anything about me. I won't be here long.
And the school I went to, I don't know if it's a Florida thing. Like halfway through that speech, they would have got laughed at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if someone stood up and started going on this speech like that, everyone would be like, shut your ass up. You know what I mean? Like, like that, it just wouldn't have flown. Like, everyone's all looking all smug and everything, and she's going on this whole speech like she's Martin Luther King or something.
Yeah,
you know
it does go on too long.
I was sitting there like, there's no way people would just sit here and listen to her talk all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that is true, but I dig the fact that,
I mean, for a movie, it's cool, but I don't know. I just couldn't help but think of me back in school. Like, if someone just stood up, they'd be laughed out of the room.
Yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing. It is cringy, but it is also kind of badass. I just love the fact that, she's like, yeah, I don't care what you think.
Yeah, another part...
like, all you little people, you don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, she's speaking truth, but the fact that these kids are just silent, letting her... just talk shit to him, like, it wouldn't have fly. That wouldn't fly in the school I went to, at least.
Yeah, I'm assuming it must be some, like,
in Canada, everybody's nice, right? So everyone probably would have sat there and just listened to him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we probably would have, honestly.
In Florida, she would have got pimp slapped out of the room. You know what I mean? You would hear, what the hell this girl say?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Man. Yeah.
And I like the teacher. She's like all smiling, like, oh, she's telling all you. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Another part that made me laugh out loud was it's her birthday, and all she gets is this white vest.
I know. It's like of all the here.
And it doesn't even go anywhere. It's like it's this long scene of, is this the one you wanted? I saw you looking at it. Blah blah blah. It's like, oh, I love it. It's like
I know, and it's just yeah. I mean, it's a MacGuffin.
Yeah, I'm a grown man, so I don't really expect stuff for my birthday like that. But it's like, if someone got me like a coat, I wouldn't just be like bursting with excitement, you know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, that's cool, thank you, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, oh my god, you know?
Unless it was like some like leather, fucking, super special coat or something.
Like a Matrix coat or something.
Yeah, like then would be like, hell yeah, I'm happy about this. But yeah, it's just like a little like denim
that goes nowhere. It was to serve as, like in part 3 she wears that vest though.
Yeah,
so
it's
you know what I mean.
Completely fan service.
Yeah, and then she goes to the mall, and I like that she kind of has visions. It snaps into the darkness or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think of that whole clown scene?
I thought that was kind of neat, honestly.
It was cool, but it didn't fit Silent Hill to me.
Oh no, it made no sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like, I think what the problem with part 2 is the fact, I think the director was very much a fan of the games.
Yeah.
Because I know he didn't like the original movie.
Really?
No, he was a big fan of the games, and he did a lot to essentially retcon the first movie.
Wow.
So like and he put in like a lot of like game Easter eggs and stuff and ties to the games and everything, which is cool, but I think he was so focused on doing that he kind of forgot he has to make a movie.
Yeah. You know what thing I really liked in imagery when she's at that fair or whatever, which is a obvious throwback to part 3, because there's that iconic level there, and that that pink bunny is in that game a lot too. But remember when she's on that Ferris wheel and you just see Pyramid Head spinning that crank, and then you just look at where the horses should be on this Ferris wheel, and it's just bodies.
Yeah,
and they're like awesome. Screaming, and that was so badass looking.
But
this movie, to me, is ruined by terrible CGI. This had a $20 million budget, and this, like, when you see Anessa or whatever the hell her name is, remember when she's walking down the street and the town's just turning to ash?
Yeah.
That CGI looked terrible.
The problem I find with the CGI in part 2 is I think the director falls into this trap, and I think a lot of directors do. They're like, well, we've paid all this money for these effects, we have to show them.
Yeah. I think this movie is held back too that they made it 3D.
Oh, definitely.
Like, there's so many shots where they did it just to kind of serve the 3D.
And it's obvious, yeah.
You remember that nurse scene?
Yeah.
There's even that CGI blood splatter on the camera.
Yeah.
That looked terrible.
I know. It didn't need to be there.
Yeah. One thing I do like Pyramid Head in this one, and I like the fact that he even has a different blade.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like how, because he is a protector in the games. I mean, he's a menacing dude, but he's a protector.
Yeah.
And I like when you see those arms coming out, he's just sitting there hacking the arms off.
I know. The funny thing is, she probably could have just hung out there. She didn't need to run or anything. Just let him do all the work.
Yeah.
And, it would have been fine.
Yeah. I think towards the end of this movie, it really just loses its steam, though. Like, when she goes back to that fair, and it's just chaos. To me, and you see those, they're in the game, they have the gas masks on and stuff.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the ending of this. I think it just gets too showy with shitty CGI, and it just loses its atmosphere to me.
A lot of the problem, like I said, is they show everything.
Yeah.
And they show everything clearly.
Yeah. And
which is something they could have done without. Like, you remember the mannequin creature?
Oh, I want to talk about that. I love that creature. I mean,
It's
the
a great
CGI
creature.
looks bad.
Yeah,
Like, I honestly, I remember the CGI on that creature being better than it looked.
yeah.
But the idea of that, I have a phobia of spiders.
Mm,
That thing was creepy looking. Like, just the way it
yeah.
moved and it's holding all the heads.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I mean? To
I
look
mean,
around. I
it
love
was
that creature.
a great design, but the thing is, every scene it's in, you can see it 100% perfectly.
Yeah, they kept it in the shadows a little bit. It just
Yeah,
looks
I
too fake.
exactly. Yeah, I'd have had it in the shadows more. I would have had it like, part you seeing like, maybe like an arm or a leg or something.
Yeah, that's actually
I
the creature that I was talking about in Homecoming.
yeah,
It's that mannequin creature. And you gotta bust
yeah,
the mannequin stuff to get to the tendons and all that.
yeah. I remember it. Man.
And I like that scene where that girl turns into a mannequin and then that spider thing like rips its head off and it's
Yeah,
just and then all of a sudden when it puts its little whatever in it, the eyes
yeah.
open and then it's just like a slave to this spider.
Yeah, that was a creepy scene. Even her turning into it was actually pretty well done, honestly.
Yeah, that
Like the
girl, she's all
CG there,
wrapped in like the web and all that.
yeah. It wasn't like overly CG, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just wish, like a bit of motion blur on the things, because that's one thing I noticed. Whenever you saw creatures moving around, there was no motion blur,
Yeah.
you know, and it looked just so fake.
Yeah, they should have got the dude who did the effects for the 2016 Blair Witch.
Yeah,
Like if the monster looked more like the witch in that movie.
that would have
You
been
know what I mean?
terrifying.
Yeah. Dude, like to this
Honestly,
day,
yeah.
that Blair Witch scene that's one of the creepiest designs I've ever seen. But
Yeah,
yeah, another thing that was obvious fan service to me is when she's walking around the mall. Remember that detective guy runs into her?
yeah,
She's
yeah,
holding that huge pipe. That's like one of the main weapons in the Silent Hill games.
yeah,
And you don't
yeah.
see the pipe come into play ever again, but she's holding
No,
it there.
it's
Another,
yeah, it's purely a fan
another
service.
thing I thought was funny, the dude who ends up befriending her and ends up kind of backstabbing her and then ends up
Yeah,
kind of helping her. But I like
yeah,
when he finally reveals to her, like, what's up. He takes his shirt off, and he's got, like, the biggest scar ever. It's, like, from
yeah,
the neck to, like, his waist or whatever of that symbol.
yeah.
I don't know,
That
just
was
something
kind of.
about that made me laugh. Like, it was cool, but just how huge it was, you know what I mean? And how,
I
it was,
just
like, off-center.
yeah. I just love the fact that it was Kit Harington.
Yeah.
It's like Jon Snow has come here to bring you to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, the
So is there
the
anything
Game
else
of
that...
Thrones
Well,
crossovers just kind of work.
Yeah, one thing else that really stuck out to me is those, the creatures with, like, the little, like, blades or whatever they are in their heads?
Yeah,
Those look straight out of Hellraiser 3.
yeah,
The ones that end up having that big showdown with Pyramid Head at the end?
yeah. The one that was like the mother or whatever. She
Yeah.
turns into it. Yeah, um,
Like, that looks like
that was
straight out of Hellraiser
100% Hellraiser. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It
Yeah.
was totally CD head.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Just
CD head.
slightly
Even the way
changed.
it looks like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was there anything else
And
about part 2 that stuck out to you?
yeah, there's one thing. There's a bit of a contradiction, really. I mean, that creature with the things in its head and everything is in the mall. That's the creature that
Oh,
kills.
yeah.
But the mother or whatever doesn't have any marks on her. So if she's that creature, how did she get out there to kill the cop?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, a bit of a, bit of
Yeah.
a mystery there.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing. Oh, one thing we do have to touch on. We do have to touch on the Easter eggs in the ending.
What you talking about?
The fact that when they get out, right at the end, they're picked up by that guy in the truck.
Oh, yeah.
That's the guy from Silent Hill Origins.
Yep. I never played Origins.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's like Travis Grady, I think he's called. And then there's that prison bus coming in.
Oh yeah, that's from Downpour. Yeah.
That's from Downpour. Yeah, I loved those scenes.
Yeah.
I just thought
See,
they
I
were
didn't get the
simple.
Origins thing because I never played that.
Yeah, if you haven't played it, you wouldn't get it. But
Yeah, the
if you
Downpour
have,
one I
it's like,
obviously
yeah.
got. Yeah.
And I just love the fact that they supposedly saved everything, like made everything better, and then as they've left, and then the bus is going in, and then the fog just comes back in. It's like, yeah, nothing's changed.
Yeah. What would you rate this one compared to part one? See, I'd give this a 6.5, 7 tops.
Yeah, I'd give it a 7.
Yeah.
I mean,
It has some good enough imagery.
It's a lot better than I remember it being. I remember it being a lot worse. Because I remember when I saw it originally, I hated it.
Did you see it in theaters?
No. I got it on Blu-ray.
So you never watched it in 3D?
No. And I watched it and I was like, I was just so kind of disappointed in it and everything. But
yeah, I think they get better
now,
with age.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that they should do. The whole George Lucas going back into Star Wars and fixing everything.
Yeah.
That's something you could do with movies like this.
Yeah.
That have really dated CGI or whatever. If you could just go back into those and fix up some of them. Movies that aren't like cultural touchstones.
Yeah.
It would make a bit more sense and would just be kind of would work, I think. I would love to see a Silent Hill with proper modern CGI.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean you could probably fix up a lot of stuff that's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, hope y'all enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And we don't know exactly what our next episode is going to be, but we'll discuss it off air or whatever, and we'll announce it on our Facebook page and stuff.
Yep.
What the next episode will be. But hope y'all enjoyed it. This is Corey's Crypt.
This is BDG Reviews.
Peace.
Peace.